What's the deal, YouTube fam? Y'all already know who it is, man. It's your boy, and I'm back with another real estate video. So today, man, I kind of want to talk about maximizing your dollar, man. Getting the most up out of your profit, getting the most up out of your investment, just getting the most up out of it, man. I mean, because if that's not what you're doing, then what are you doing it for? You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense. You know what I mean? That's like a phrase I like to say because half the time people say stuff and it don't make sense. So make it make sense, please. I mean, I'm very understanding. I'm very knowledgeable. And if you're gonna say something, please make sure it makes sense before you come to me with the question. You know what I'm saying? That's just real. You know what I mean? But I kind of want to talk about how I went from making 2,100 to making 3,900 a month on my rental properties. And I give you a little backdrop, you know what I'm saying? You know, so I actually acquired my property in January. So it's been like 11 months since I had my property, you know what I mean? And in the beginning it was kind of tough because I had just started, like I didn't know anything about real estate. I mean, I read a few books and I kind of just jumped in, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I just dove right in, like crash dummy, you know what I'm saying, type situation. And no guidance, no mentor, no family members or anything who knew anything about real estate, no none of that, man. It was just all off reading a book and trying to find the best price. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I'm a numbers guy and I try to get the best deal with everything. So that's what I went into it with the mind frame of getting the best deal, getting the best bang for my buck. That way I can maximize my dollar. You know what I'm saying? That passive income, get that in. So when I first got the property, I already had 3 tenants. Remind you, I got a fourplex. You know what I mean? So I already had 3 tenants at that point in time when I first acquired the property. And it was kind of scary. I mean, if you go back to my first videos, first couple rental videos, as far as like with the lease and everything, it was kind of, I was nervous. You know, I was very nervous because I didn't want to lose those tenants. You know what I mean? You go from one owner to another owner. It was like, everybody's kind of like, ooh, you know, so it was kind of, that's giving me kind of a little stank look. And I was scared, man. On the inside, I was scared, but I had to play hard, man. I had to, I had to keep that persona. You know what I mean? I had to go in there, no friends, all business. You know what I'm saying? Mentality. And my tenant upstairs, I think she was paying 900 when I got there, and she was already had causing problems. And then my tenant at the bottom, she was paying 725, I think. And then I had another tenant in the back, and he was paying 525. You know what I mean? And like I said, back to being scared. So my first thing was, okay, how do I approach the situation? Remind you, no guidance. So this is all me going off of just thinking and just having common sense, you know? So I was like, how could I make this shit profitable? How could I make it, okay, worth my while? And how could I keep these tenants, you know, for a while, basically? So what I did was I pretty much just raised everybody rent by like $25. I know you might be like, $25, that's it? You know what I'm saying? It might sound kind of dumb, but when you're going into things like this, unlike, you know, to these waters that you know nothing about, these depths, you kind of just got to go for what you know. You know what I'm saying? Go with what makes sense, because you don't want to come in and raise everybody rent and everybody move out. You know what I'm saying? Not at that point in time, not in the beginning. I was like, I just got started. I don't want to lose no tenants. I just got started. So I raised everybody rent by $25. Man, I don't think it was a bad move. I think it was all right. You know what I'm saying? So the tenant upstairs, she wound up moving out within like a month. So I was down to 2 tenants. And I was still okay with that. You know what I mean? Because I was still making a little bit over what of what I wanted to make. You know what I mean? Well, as far as paying my mortgage. So I was making a little bit over that. And I was cool with that. You know what I mean? It was the beginning. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give myself like a year or 2 just to kind of get everything, trying to get acclimated with everything. And then I'll start kind of working on my numbers and getting my numbers up. You know what I mean? That was my whole thing, because I'm a numbers guy. You know what I mean? I didn't go into this business just to break even or anything like that. You know what I mean? My whole thing was to get in there and I want to make 1,000 over. After I pay my mortgage, I want to make 1,000 plus over. That was my whole mission. You know what I'm saying? Anything 1,000 plus over to me, as far as profit, was like all good. You know what I mean? That's my goal. That was my mission. And that's what I stood on. So once the lady upstairs moved out, I had those 2 guys, and I was cool with that. You know, I had a couple little $100 here and there, you know, to put into my pocket after I pay my mortgage. My mortgage ain't nothing but $1,100. So I was cool with the little change that I had putting in, you know, and then I had two separate accounts. I have my personal account, and then I have an account for my property. You know, you never know what comes up, so you gotta have an account for your repairs and things like that, you know? So that's what I did. I put a little couple hundred into that, then I put a couple hundred into my pockets. So I think like maybe like a maybe like a month or a couple weeks later, I wound up putting that fourth unit on the market, and took a couple pictures of it, put it on the market, and I wound up getting hits like instantly, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I'm starting to like this. I'm starting to like this. And I wanted to go in and be, because I was still nervous at the time. So I wanted to go in and put it in at 600, but I was like, man, let me try my luck. Because like I said, at the end of the day, it's all about maximizing your dollar. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put it up there for 800. Somebody bite, they bite. I don't know. You know what I mean? So I had a couple people hit me back, man. And I was real surprised, you know what I mean? So they came over, viewed the property. And I was like, well, I got a couple more people who want to see it. I'll call you guys back later after I get done and make my decision. So the final guy, the last guy who came in, he came in and he had his work uniform on. So I was like, okay, he worked, woo woo. And he viewed it. And after that, I was like, hey, I got somebody else who want to see it. I'll just hit you back later. Boom, he left. But in the midst of him leaving, he wound up texting me and was like, hey man, how much I need right now to move in? So I think he said he was staying with his brother. He didn't want to stay there. So I told him I need 1,400 right now. So I guess he went to the bank and then came back with the 1,400 and he moved in that night. You know what I mean? So it was lovely. I was like, oh my God. I was like, that was it. That was it. You know what I mean? And it was all good. It was all gravy, man. But the lady downstairs, she wound up telling me that she was gonna leave in June. That's what she had told me. Once her son graduated high school, she had told me he was gonna leave in June. She was gonna leave in June. And I had already prepared myself for that, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I was still a little bit nervous, man, come June. Remind you, that was January when I purchased the property. So June, I was still a little bit, tad bit nervous, man. And I was trying to figure out any kind of way to keep the lady. Like, don't get me wrong, like I love my tenants, man. I go there and I talk to them, you know, just to kind of give them some kind of hope too, you know, talk to them about business, man, about I guess furthering their career and what they're doing, you know what I mean? And tell them how to stop working for people and try to work for yourself, you know? I try to give them hope too. I'm just I don't know, man. I love people, you know what I'm saying? I love to motivate people, and I love to see people do good. You know, so she wound up doing like a little cricket thing, you know, making shirts and stuff like that after a couple conversations that me and her had. So I was kind of proud of her for that. So June rolled around and she moves out. I'm like, dang, man. So now I'm down to 2 tenants. You know what I mean? So it's kind of back and forth, man. Like sometimes you're not gonna make what you want to make. I mean, it's a back and forth, a little cycle, you know, within those couple of months, man. It was kind of back and forth a little bit, you know what I mean? Because everybody was pretty much on there, under a 6-month lease, and the last guy signed an 8-month lease. I mean, I'm tripping. The last guy signed a 12-month lease, but it was just kind of, you know, undecisiveness, and I was just like, man, how could I keep this lady to stay here? And she just didn't really, she wanted me to kind of keep her rent the same, but I knew I was gonna go up because like I said, at the end of the day, my whole mission to getting into this thing is maximizing my dollar. I'm never gonna stay stagnant. I'm always gonna try to increase and get the max dollar out of everything that I do. That's just how I am, you know what I mean? So she moved out, I was like, yes. I was kind of happy because she was only paying like $750 when I knew I could have been getting more than that. You know what I mean? 750, I'm like, nah, bro, like I'm really wasting my time, you know, but it was cool because it was money coming in. So she moved out, so now I got 2 vacant units, man. And my upstairs, I wasn't cool. I wasn't really tripping on my upstairs being vacant, you know, because at that point in time, I was staying there for a while, so I was cool with my upstairs being vacant. I was paying the utilities on it because I was staying there, so I really wasn't even tripping on none of that, you know. And a great thing about that was that I was just paying the utilities. I wasn't paying no rent. You know what I mean? That's the good thing about owning property, multiple unit properties, that you can have people paying your rent. All you gotta do is pay your utilities. You know what I'm saying? So you something to think about. But back to what I was saying. So both of those units pretty much vacant. You know what I'm saying? So I think I wanted to put my top unit back on the market. I was like, well, I'm not here. I don't stay here no more. Let's go ahead and put this top unit back on the market. So I put my top unit back on the market, wound up getting a hit for $1,000. I was cool with that. I was like, okay, a little bit more money coming in. So I had $1,000 coming in from the top. I had the By that time, dude contract goes up in the back, so I raised his rent $100. So he was up to paying $650, and then I had the other guy paying $800. You know what I mean? So I had got to that. You know what I mean? And I was like, cool. I was cool. I was chill with that. And then my bottom unit, I had got my guys to start working on it in June. I think June, as soon as the lady left, they started working on it. About a week later, they had it painted. And man, I paid him half up front, you know, and then, man, it took him to like November to finish. So literally, once I told him the lady moved out in June, he wound up having the place painted in like a week. You know what I mean? So I was like, cool, it's almost over. All he really needed was some paint. I replaced a couple of fans. I replaced some blinds. Replaced some lights, and what else I did? I got a new overhead for the oven, a new ice box, and what else did I do? A new countertop. That was the last thing I recently did, was a new countertop. And I was like, okay, man, this dude taking too long. I'm really missing out on money. Man, I was missing out on money. So, but during that whole time, I was cool because I was content with the lady upstairs and the guy in the back, the two guys in the back. I was content with that. So, remind you, this is all around the cold COVID thing. So everybody really trying to get out of paying rent. And I'm like, nah, if I gotta pay my mortgage, I gotta pay y'all rent, man. Like, that's just what it is, bottom line. So I think maybe the lady upstairs, she stayed there for maybe like 3 or 4 months. And she wound up having to leave due to the fact that her dude had got locked up. And I think she wasn't making as much money. I think he was helping to pay her rent. So I was like, that's cool. You know what I mean? I let her out the contract, man. I'm not a bad person, man. I'm not a mean person, because I got these properties in order to help people. You know what I mean? So that was my thing, you know. But I mean, I look at it like this though, man. If you can't, don't go rent out something if you can't make the payments. It really don't make no sense. And it's just, everything is a lesson learned. You know what I'm saying? As I go through these steps, every time I get a new tenant, I learn something new. You know what I mean? So everything is a lesson learned, and at the same time, you don't want to continue to make the same mistakes. So that's something too. And boom, she moved out again. So now I'm still down to 2 units. And I'm like, dang, man, I'm really just kind of breaking even. I'm kind of just breaking even and paying my mortgage, and really just breaking even, man, at the end of the day. And it's like, Jesus Christ, man, something got to give. So, and then the bottom unit, it's still not rented out. I done lost about $4,000 with that, you know what I'm saying, alone within those couple of months. And I wasn't gonna pay the dude. I was like, nah, I'm not paying you no more until you get done, you know what I mean? And then again, I think about paying you that because it's been too long. You know, he started apologizing and things like that. Then he kind of got back on it. So just like, dang, man, I'm just breaking even, like really breaking even. But I think like a couple months later, yeah, man, so a dude hit me up looking for a place to stay. You know, he worked in the plants, all this different stuff like that. And I told him $1,200. Like I said, my whole thing was maximize my dollar. With that upstairs unit, I went in, did a few things, but my whole goal was to maximize my dollar, man. That's my whole goal with this real estate thing. If you're not maximizing your dollar, then what are you doing it for? Make it make sense, please. You know what I'm saying? Not even with real estate, just in business in general. Like whatever, if you have a business, if you're not maximizing your dollar, what are you doing it for? You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. So I put it up there for $1,200, and he did it. You know what I'm saying? It was like, really? You gonna pay $1,200? Okay, you know what I'm saying? Came back with the $1,200, came back with the $600 deposit, and I was like, hey, it is what it is. It was his property. And then like literally, I bull coin you not. Like I think I had put the bottom unit on the market too. So like the next day when my guys were still working in there, somebody called and was like, can we come see the property? So I let them come see the property. They walked around. My guys wasn't even done yet. I mean, it really wasn't much more to be done. Just a few paint spots and that countertop, man. That was the last thing. So they was like, okay, we like it. We'll give you a call back in a few days. You got another property we want to go see. And you know me, I'm like, that's cool. Do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I say, at the end of the day, if somebody wants something so bad or that bad, they're gonna pay whatever you ask for to get it. And I had put that property on the market for $1,250. And like I say, people, you gotta think about it. You don't have to go down on your price. Can't nobody put a price on your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody put a value on anything that you own, anything you putting out. Can't nobody put a price tag on that but you. You know what I mean? I think about it. People don't go to Macy's and go to the customer service and be like, hey, this price is too high. Can y'all give me a discount? Fuck no. Like, the next person gonna come right in and buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to buy it. You don't have to go pay. You don't have to go pay for it. You don't have to do anything, because there's somebody. It takes one person. You know what I'm saying? One person to come in and rent it, and it's a wrap. You know, so they literally called me like 2 days later and was like, we want it. And boom, November 1st, man, they came in and got the property. You know what I mean? So that's how I started making $3,900 a month, and everybody signed a year lease. So for the next year, I should be making almost $50,000 a year within that year. You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of wanted to tell you guys, you know, jump into real estate. It don't even have to be real estate, man. It could be any kind of business, man. And the whole thing about it is maximizing your dollar. Like within basically an 11-month span, I went from making $2,100 a month to making $3,900 a month. And that's not even including my 9 to 5 or my 7 to 4, and not including my little other business. You know what I'm saying? And with my other business, I just ordered some more shipments that's coming in from China within about a month. So that business is doing good. I just had a party this past Saturday, and that was a $4 party. You know what I mean? I'm getting booked like crazy. Parties going crazy. I mean, I'm a hustler, man. I'm a hustler, baby. You know what I mean? Like G said, you know? I mean, that's what it's about. You know, like I don't plan on working for nobody forever. You know, that's not my goal. My goal is to, you know what? Our goal is when we go on these jobs, our goal is not to be comfortable, not to get complacent, not to get content. Your goal is to use that job as a stepping stone to something better. You know what I'm saying? Use it as a tool to get to where you're trying to go. You know what I mean? Which is eventually working for yourself, eventually retiring, or leaving that job by the age of 40. You know what I'm saying? 35 if you can. You know what I mean? If you have that ability to, but you have to grind to get to where you want to go. That's the reality of it. But kind of want to show you guys a little money. You know what I'm saying? That's 3,900. You know, like, I ain't bragging, I ain't boasting. It's just 3,900, man. Just a little something, man. I want to motivate my people. And if I can do it, you guys can do it. And it don't have to be real estate. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything that's lucrative, that's gonna make some money. It could be anything. It don't have to be real estate. But real estate is what I like. You know what I mean? I still do wholesaling on the side. I'm hustling. I'm always hustling, man. So yeah, I'm doing funny videos, or I'll do some pranks and I'll do some challenges. But don't forget that I hustle, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's just me, but everybody ain't got that in them. And you gotta remember that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not meant to be a boss. You know, if everybody was meant to be a boss, we wouldn't have no workers. You know, so kind of think about that a little bit. You know what I mean? So this video is not for everybody. Real estate not for everybody. Being a boss is not for everybody. You know, and that's all I really wanted to tell. That's all I really wanted to talk about today, man. You know what I mean? That was pretty much heavily on my mind, and I just kind of wanted to let you guys know and motivate people at the same time. And if you have any kind of questions about real estate, I can't tell you what avenue to take, but I can give you some advice. You know what I'm saying? That's the least I can do. You know what I mean? Is give you some advice as far as, you know, what steps to take, you know? And like I said, if you want any info, man, go ahead and hit me up, man. You know, you can leave a comment below, or you can go ahead and hit me on Instagram, you know, DM me or whatever the case may be, and at JBOI_ entertainment, man. And look, I answer any kind of questions, man. Look, no bad blood against anybody. I want to see everybody succeed. So I mean, I'm down to answer any kind of questions. I ain't here to hide nothing from you. You know, I'm gonna keep it real. You know, you don't see me walking around in no suit, no tie, you know, living this facade. That's not me, because that ain't me, bro. I walk around in t-shirts and flip-flops and some gym shorts. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, and my merch. You know what I'm saying? I wear my merch all the time. You know, it's still Eminent Real Estate Investors. You know what I mean? But with that being said, man, go ahead and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already, and like, share, and make sure you comment, man. You know, like I said, man, I'm all about sharing the wealth, sharing the knowledge. You know, because like nobody gave me this knowledge. It's just something I learned, so I'm willing to give it out. You know what I mean? For free. I'm not asking for nobody money. I don't want nothing from nobody. I just want to see everybody succeed. You know what I mean? I don't want to see nobody out here robbing and stealing. But like, you just gotta have your ducks in a row. You know, your credit gotta be good. That's what real estate, as far as like buying property. If you don't have the cash to go buy it, if you want to go through the banks, but you can't take the other route, which is like wholesaling, to where you don't need anything. You know, and that's something we could talk about. It's something for another time, another conversation. But I appreciate you guys for listening. Appreciate the love, the support, everything. And I'll catch you guys on the next video.